I just don't buy that the first king's name was Egbert. Now what do you mean the Norman kings? Were they all named Norman? Who stabbed someone in the bum with a hot poker? It's sick, I'm telling you. It's just... Welcome to a brief history of the past. I'm Kaelan and this is part 2 of the British Monarchy. This week we're starting with the House of Lancaster that began in 1399 with Henry IV. Actually all the Lancasters were named Henry. It's like back then kings were only allowed to choose from a handful of names and then just, rinse, repeat as the years went down. Henry, Edward, Richard, John, Ringo. I just don't get it. Henry was accepted as king by Parliament, but he actually spent most of his 13-year reign basically just avoiding plots, rebellions, assassination attempts. So, beloved by all, I think is the term. Henry was succeeded by his son, Henry V, who was a soldier. In fact, he'd actually put down some of the rebellions against his dad. Henry had renewed England's war with the French, gaining popularity with the nobles. In fact, he almost took the French crown, but he died of dysentery beforehand. Well, Henry's crappy end left his 10-month-old son, Henry VI, as king. H6's reign is most notable for the end of the 100 Years' War and the start of the War of the Roses. Wait, the Michael Douglas Kathleen Turner movie? The War of the Roses was a bloody dispute over the throne between the Lancasters and the Yorks. It lasted 20 years. The way it would work is that nobles and soldiers, they would wear a badge to show who they supported. So the red roses was for the Lancasters and the white roses was for the Yorks. Now this civil war, it was terrible for England. But, it's probably pretty tremendous for the florists, don't you think? Now what made this so bad is that bloodshed didn't always come from opposite sides. It's thought that Richard III had his own nephews, who were children by the way, murdered so that he could take over the throne. Now Richard, he was killed on the battlefield, though a skeleton thought to be his was found under a car park in 2012. So, turns out that he was actually killed by the mob.
We'll make him an offer he can't refuse.
I was just going to say that.
Makes sense, actually. And I've always thought that flower shops were mob fronts. Henry Tudor took the throne in 1485 and married Elizabeth of York, thus uniting the two warring houses under one banner. It was like Romeo and Juliet, but without the teen suicide. Also, during Henry's reign, and far more important than stopping bloodshed, playing cards were invented. And without playing cards, there would be no magic. Bollocks. Was that your card? Next monarch is one of the most notorious. Henry VIII, who had, are you ready, 6 wives. Yeah. His favourite pastimes included playing the literal version of Marry, Shag, Kill, and declaring himself head of the Church of England after his divorce from Catherine of Aragon angered Rome. Henry's son Edward had a short reign leading to England's first queen. Sort of. Lady Jane Grey was 5th in line for the throne, but she was the preferred choice because she was Protestant. So she was crowned queen, but only for 9 days, as the council proclaimed Mary, Edward's half-sister, queen. Lady Jane Grey was only 17 at the time, and shortly after being removed from the throne, she was beheaded.
It's all true.
So, yay, feminism. Queen Mary was then known sort of as Bloody Mary from that point forward because, it was her drink of choice. She would often have 1, 2 before breakfast. No, Mary was a devout Catholic and heavily enforced the conversion of England to Catholicism, having the Protestant bishops and archbishop burned at the stake. Just like Jesus would have wanted. Elizabeth I, a child from Henry VIII and his second wife, Anne Boleyn, took the throne in 1558. Now, Elizabeth was learned, wise, beloved by the people. During her reign, many great things were accomplished. The Spanish Armada was defeated, Sir Walter Raleigh founded the first Virginian colony, and William Shakespeare was played by Joseph Fiennes.
The show must go on.
Elizabeth never married, nor did she have any kids, so she was succeeded by James, son of Mary, Queen of Scots. Now this made James the first king of both England and Scotland simultaneously. Now he wasn't popular with the Catholics, and this prompted Robert Catesby and some fellow conspirators to try to blow up the whole Protestant rule. Now the plot was discovered, and Guy Fawkes was arrested underneath the House of Lords with 36 barrels of gunpowder. Now, being the stand-up individual that Guy Fawkes was, he immediately gave up his fellow conspirators, and they were all violently killed.
Right.
Now we remember the 5th of November, because we love celebrating British failures. And Americans remember because the Wachowskis put the line in a film.
Remember, remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder, treason and plot. I know of no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot.
King James also authorised publication of an edited Bible that was so popular with the Puritans that in 1620 they hopped on the Mayflower and went over to America. James's son Charles took the throne in 1625, but he had problems with Parliament that led to the English Civil War of 1642. Couldn't have been that civil, though. It ended with him being beheaded in 1649.
With his hand!
Upon his death, the English monarchy was abolished and replaced with a republic called the Commonwealth of England. And that is where our story ends. Thanks for watching, everyone. What do you mean there's more? How can there be more? You heard me. I said it was abolished. That means it's over. Not coming back. Although, I mean, yeah, I guess that whole Lord Protector thing didn't quite catch on, did it? Oh, alright. Tune into the next episode where we'll be talking about the Commonwealth, the Restoration, and a bunch of kings named George.
I will name him George, and I will hug him and pet him and squeeze him.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and a share. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you'll be notified when more brief history of the past videos go up. Thanks, and I'll see you all in the future. H6's reign is most notable, say it with me, most notable,